Welcome to the fascinating world of traffic signals. Today, or should I say tonight, we are going to go ahead and install a brand new MMU inside of this traffic signal controller cabinet at this intersection. So we got this traffic signal controller cabinet open, and what we're here to do today is replace this old conflict monitor with a brand new 16-phase MMU from EDI. So what this conflict monitor does, and it is essential to every single traffic signal system, is it monitors every output, any kind of faults, any kind of failures that could possibly happen with the signal heads out in the field or anything internal inside of this traffic signal controller cabinet, and it will lock up an intersection, put it into flash, so that a tech will have to come out and either see what the issue is, troubleshoot the issue, and then solve the issue. That is what a conflict monitor does. And the reason why we're gonna install this brand new 16-phase smart monitor is so that for future expansion at this intersection, they'll have all the features and availabilities that this monitor has, that this one here, this old 12-phase one here, does not have. So anytime they want to upgrade this intersection, they won't have to upgrade this monitor. So first things I have to do with this monitor before I can replace it to this guy here is I need to get all the jumpers for the compatibilities at this intersection installed onto this program card. Now, if you know your phases, it can pretty much be pretty simple to figure out what jumpers you need here on this card. We're using phases 2, 4, and 6. Phase 2 and 6, you can see they're both green right now. They are the only two phases out here at this intersection that are compatible with each other. So I'm going to need a jumper on line 2 on 6 here, and that should pretty much do it. And it's only gonna be one jumper. It's as simple as that. Usually you have a lot more. You'll have dozens, maybe even 20-something jumpers at times on a more complex intersection, but this is a basic T intersection, and it's pretty small and only using 3 phases, so we're gonna need just one jumper. So another way that you can find all of your compatibilities for this program card that you'll need to solder a jumper on is you can look into this traffic signal controller right here. Let me make sure y'all can see the screen real well. But you're gonna have to press 4, which is unit data. You need to hit 9, which is output mapping, and then you press D over here, and it'll say display compat. That will show your compatibilities. Make sure y'all can see very well. As you can see on line 2, we have one under 6. If you keep scrolling down, this will show you the rest of the compatibilities and everything you would need to make this intersection, or make this monitor per se, work at this intersection. So you can either look at your phases, know which phases can come on and be green together and your overlaps, or you can come into this screen on the signal controller and it will show your compatibilities here. That's phase 2, and 2 and 6 need to be compatible together. So we're gonna do one jumper right here. Let me get my soldering iron out and let me get some copper out, and we'll put one on there real quick. If you're enjoying this video, do not forget to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe. Let's get right back into it. You're gonna need a soldering iron. As you can see, this one is warming up. I got it plugged in. I'm gonna lay it down and let it get hot. Then you're going to need a small piece of copper. You can barely see it, but you're gonna loop it around like that. We're trying to make a jumper on these pins. Just make a little loop in it, and then you'll see all the holes in this program card. We're gonna go to 2 on the row, go over to 6, and we're gonna put that piece of copper in there. And I like to pinch it on the back side so it kind of holds itself. And as you can see, we have one little copper jumper on here, and we are gonna solder the top side and the bottom side. Make sure it's locked on and has a good connection on this program card. So you'll also need some electrical solder like we have here. Now I'm gonna make this solder real quick, and I'll show y'all that, and I'll show y'all the setup on the MMU. All right, I hope y'all can see that just fine, but you're gonna take your soldering iron, and you're not trying to touch the solder itself with it, but you're wanting to hold your iron to the copper, the piece of copper there, and then put your solder on it. I definitely should have let my iron heat up a little bit longer, but either or, whether it takes a couple seconds or a couple minutes. We have the solder done Usually you do 15 to 20 of those at times. But that's what you're looking like here on this side, and on the back side it's still twisted, but I'll cut these off, and that is a good connection. But we can even check this connection. If you think your connection is a little iffy, once we get this hooked up into this MMU, I will show you a way how to check all of your solders on your permissive jumpers. So let me show y'all the installation process now and get this MMU installed and replace this guy here. All right, now we need to go ahead and remove this conflict monitor out of this cabinet. So while we do that, we need to go ahead and put the intersection into flash. As you can see, there ain't a lot of cross traffic happening. I'll let that one car go through if they don't get a green light till then. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the intersection into flash, and then we're going to pull this conflict monitor out. It just got the green light. I'll let the side street clear up real quick. Got this car coming, and then we will set this guy into flash. And there we go. Now we are in flash. We can start unhooking our conflict monitor and getting our new MMU hooked up to this cabinet. So let's undo that guy, put these pin connectors. A little bit difficult to do with one hand, but I always want to make sure you hear the click. And there we go. This guy's in. And now we can go ahead and take our soldered program card for this intersection and slide it into this conflict monitor, or MMU, my mistake. Used to calling these conflict monitors. The newer and updated ones like this one here is an MMU. There we go, we got it hooked up. Now we need to go ahead and set up this device. So we're gonna go over to next on the menu. We're gonna go setup wizard, and we have to select all of our unused channels. So that's anywhere we don't have a load cell. This is a 12-phase cabinet using 2, 4, and 6. This is not a load cell. So let's go in here. All right, so we need to go ahead, and every phase we're not using is where we need to select at. And we're not gonna be using 9, 10, 11, or 12. There is no pedestrian heads here. We can hit exit, select next. No pedestrian channels, hit next. We're not doing any protected permissive turns, hit next. And this is set up right. Again, 2, 4, and 6. And it needs to monitor the red, yellow, and green on each phase. So let's hit exit and hit set. And that's pretty much it when you're at a very basic intersection like this. Now we can exit out altogether, hit reset. Shouldn't have any faults right here. It will be because the intersection's in flash, but let's hit reset one more time. And now, as you can see, that I took it out of flash. This shows no faults, and this will monitor everything that has to do with this intersection. To show you how to check those jumpers we made on this program card. Obviously, just one jumper, pretty simple out here, but we can hit next, hit menu, go set view config, keep scrolling down, and to scroll down, you just hit next. Then you're gonna hit select on permissives right here. And as you can see, this is gonna show what channels are permissive together. So on 2, we have 2 and 6. If the 6 wasn't here and it was just showing this here on 2, then we know our jumper would have been a bad connection, the solder was bad, whichever or, but it didn't make a good connection. Then you hit next, throw it out, and that all shows up just fine. The one we need is done and is working properly. It's set up right, and that is a good connection on that solder. It is reading all of that. And there we have it. We have that conflict monitor MMU hooked up, and it is working at this intersection. And that is how you set up a brand new MMU and how to swap out this old one for this brand new one. I hope y'all enjoyed something, and if you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And as always, thanks for watching.